Hi, in this video I would like to express my thoughts about the upcoming changes in January. I will not read all of this information, you have your own eyes. I will give a link in the description where you can read it. Also, I will not speak about Tigran in this video, I will talk about him when he comes out. First of all, the credit system changes, and I think because if you have read this, you realize that the front lines got some damage nerf to stay true more to their tank roles instead of their flanking Khan or flanking Ashe roles or something like that. And the heals got the nerf too to their heals, and because of that less damage dealer or less healing done extra credits will pop up on your screen if you are a tank or a healer. So basically your credit income will be smaller than usual. Also, most of these items credit wise became worse. For example, morale boost got a 33% nerf, but they only changed the cost, they only decreased it by 16%. On the other hand, nimble decreased by 30%, but the price is halved, so it is much more affordable to get it. If you want to get, this is almost the same. In the old system you had to spend 900 points for 20%, and for 21 now you have to spend 900 as well, so it's the same. Cauterize and Rejuvenate's combination will be the same. You will get back your 40% if you buy max Rejuvenate and the enemy has maximum Cauterize. I'm really curious about the Bulldozer and Wrecker nerf, because the tanks only got some 30% or 33% of shield reductions, but the amount of damage you deal to the shields, the extra damage, is almost the third. So this is even worse than if you would have an old Wrecker 1, and you have to waste a lot of points to get this amount of, let's say, buff to your shielding destroying potential. So for example, Ashe with the infinite shield loadout will be a really good point tank from now on, or Ashe can really stay as a flank. Beric will see most of the buffs, as I could say, because this card is really OP and his turret will get its HP buffed, so his survivability in overall will be very high. Inara with this talent can shut down entire places with her 2 walls, but I think that then the cooldown, the altogether cooldown, will be increased to 24 seconds if you want to get back both of your shields. Finally, with Ruckus you must not go Rocket Barrage legendary, but you can choose any other because your basic capacity is increased. Terminus will get some flanking abilities with this new card, because you will get some power siphon back if you hit someone with Shatterfall. Hopefully you will hit them and they not jump away, and then you can burn your shield to get cooldown reduction from your Shatterfall. Torvald, because of the Wrecker nerf, will be really OP, I guess, again. And I think that at supports they really want to make some interesting support flank ideas as well, with this Wrath generation or this Pyre Strike cooldown reduction, or with Grover discard if you have the other card that decreases the cooldown on your crippling throw, and on your Vine if you hit crippling throw, it makes a pretty good combination. Malvamba's new legendary card allows him to have some life rip loadouts for himself, some sort of a flanking abilities, because he can combine extra healing with life rip and damage reduction from possession with this legendary card. For Pip it helps really much that you can actually decrease your healing potion cooldown. With Seris you can finally change some of the points from your restore soul and shadow travel movement speed to something else. They got a new description as well, these cooldown reduction card, and the other one is nerfed. So the Veil and the Dark Whisper is nerfed because the basic abilities have been buffed. For Catburger Maves, this card is really nice, the new one. For Sky, I guess that this card's benefits is applied to the movement speed and the healing, not the stat. So probably your allies will not gain stat, but speed and healing, for example, from this card. And Zin is really important that this extended range and piercing effects are moved to your basic attacks. So instead of Yomi, you can choose any other legendary cards and you just lose 150 damage on your third swing. But if you choose your below healing instead of it, then you will get 66% of your health back during below. For Imani, this removed mid-air accuracy is very nice, because if you use Frostfire Glide, then you might want to snipe someone from the air, and then this comes in really handy. Also, the reduction on the elemental shift allows you to actually switch stance every 1 second if you have that card in your loadout, which means that you can pretty much reduce your cooldown on your Frostfire Glide or heal yourself up much quicker. If they will not nerf Vivian's shield, it will be very OP, because now it has 1400 health, but with the nerfed Wrecker it will stay on forever on her, so I'm sure that it will be nerfed as well. What's really interesting that with the Cauterize nerf, actually life rip loadouts or some percent increase below 50% health loadouts become much more viable. For example, Victor doesn't really have an exact damage reduction built in, but with, for example, the lifesteal on the iron sight is 40%, but if it's reduced by the Mox Cauterize, which will be 75%, you will still have 10% lifesteal to say this, which means that in perspective it works like 10% damage reduction if you are facing another Victor, because you will heal back 10% of the damage he deals.